Hey guys, Dean here. So you finally decided to start and take the jump to create your very own business, and you've chosen dropshipping as the vehicle to do that. With the information overload and how many different sources of information, YouTubers and different articles out there telling you all about dropshipping, it can be quite confusing, right? People tell you one thing, whereas the other side of these people tell you a completely different thing. And it just leads you to feeling confused, feeling like dropshipping's a scam, and it just discourages you from starting altogether. So I'm going to break down every single step from step 0 right to the finish line in this quick video on how you can get started with Shopify dropshipping today and launch your own business. So what you first need to go ahead and do is click down below in the description of this video and you'll find a few useful links. Now this is one of my last videos to show you as an example. I've got a link right here which is a free Shopify trial. So go ahead and click on that link, and once you do, it will redirect you to the Shopify website. Now this is going to give you a free trial and then a really great deal on your Shopify plan. So this is going to give you £1 per month, or if you're American, $1 per month on the Shopify plan for 3 months. So your store for 3 months is only going to cost you $3 if you use my link. So make sure to click the link down below, sign up, and you're going to save yourself a whole lot of money, and it will also help me out. So I really appreciate that. So you want to enter your email address and press start trial. So I'm going to show you quickly how to do it. I have a store account already. You type in your email, press start trial, and then you want to just select which best describes you. So we're going to create an online store. We're a beginner. We're going to sell drop shipping products, and the store name is just going to be called your brand, right? We're just going to call this brand name. Now, before you start this step, you need to think about what's your brand going to be called, what niche you're going to be in. If you don't know that just yet, you can just create your store, and then we can think about that later, because you can still change your store name, right? So go ahead, press your country, press next. Boom. So now we have a trial. It says your trial's just started, and we're inside the Shopify dashboard. Now, first, we're going to do absolutely nothing, because I'm going to show you how we can actually find a product, okay? Underneath this video, once again, now that we've signed up to Shopify, there's going to be another link for you to click on. This link is Find Winning Products, and this website called Miner is going to be the website you want to click on. So click on Miner. Now, when we click on this link, it's going to take you to this website called Miner, and then what you want to do is you want to click this big orange button, sign up for free in the top right, and create your account. Verify your email, and then you'll be all signed up and good to go. Remember to use my link, which will allow you to create a free account. Okay, so now that we've signed up to Miner, what we can go ahead and do is we can actually look for a product, because we can't create a dropshipping store until we actually know what product we want to sell. So what we want to go ahead and do is we want to go to the left hand side, and we have a few different features. Now the main ones we're going to be looking at first is Facebook ads, Pinterest ads, and TikTok ads, but we only want to look at Facebook ads and TikTok ads, especially if you already know which website you're going to be selling on. For you, it's probably going to be TikTok, because in this video I'm going to show you the methods for selling on TikTok. So click on TikTok ads and let's see which products are performing well on TikTok ads. Now Miner is basically an ad spy tool, so it allows us to see which video ads from other businesses are already doing well, so we can skip that process in our research, find out what's already doing well, and skip over the whole trial and error of trying 1,000 products. So now with Miner, we can see a few different products. We can sort by dropshipping by clicking on dropshipping. This will show us dropship products. We can also use different filters like the amount of likes. We can sort it by the amount of likes, plays. There's a lot of different filters we can use, and we can take a look at some of these videos. And you want to see which products are performing really well based on the ads that are doing well. So these ads, you want to see if they've got a certain amount of plays, a certain amount of likes. If they have a few thousand likes or a few thousand plays, that typically means they're getting a lot of engagement, which means that product is good. Now, what you can also do is you can click on links down below, and Miner does what's called winning product lists. So as you can see, they have top 100 winning products to sell on Facebook. Now, you might need to get some points on the website in order to unlock this, but after you've gathered some points by creating your own product list, taking a look at pre-existing ones, you should unlock this. So I'm going to take a look at this. Now, they also have some winning products lists here, so I'm just going to click on one. I created a few of these, but by default, you'll have 1 or 2 that Miner have given you completely free. So click on one of them. On these winning product lists, you'll see some actually decent products, and it'll show you the ads for those products, right? We have things like leg warmers, and you can also play the ad here by clicking down on play, and we can scroll down and see if there's anything that we actually like. And then this is that list of the top 100 products to sell on Facebook, but you don't have to sell them on Facebook. This is just showing you ads people are already selling on Facebook and ads that are already running on Facebook for those products. This is the winning products list for Facebook, so I'm going to show you this as an example. Now we have a few random products. We have massages over here. We have food products. We have these bands for knee compression. And then we have a few different products like these shaving products where we can shave hair off our back and things like that. When you want to actually check the ad, you click on see the ad down here, customer, and this will give us more information about the ad. So by default, you can see we have a lot of information. We have the audience demographics of who's interacting with this ad for this product that we've chosen. We can see the amount of likes for this ad and the shares, which shows there's some real engagement from people watching this ad. Okay, you can see the reactions on Facebook. You can also have a look at the website for this product too, which will take us to the product website, so we can use this to actually do some market research to try and imitate that website if we want to use that product. Now, the next step is we're going to find the product and we're going to source it from a supplier to our store. Now, the way that we do this and how we add the product to our store is we need to go to the supplier's website. Now, you can do this by clicking on the link in the description below this video. There's another link which is for the website called USA Drop. So click that link. That will take us to the USA Drop website. Now, on the USA Drop website, you want to click sign up, which is this big red button in the top right. This will allow us to create an account. Now, USA Drop is basically a website which offers 2 to 4 days shipping time, really quick shipping on all your products. So you don't have to wait the long shipping times, 15 to 45 days to get there to your customers. So your customers are going to have high customer satisfaction. So make an account on USA Drop. Now, back on the Shopify page, on your Shopify dashboard, you want to go down to add apps in the bottom left. You want to click on Shopify App Store at the bottom, and then we're going to search for the USA Drop app in the top search bar. Then USA Drop will come up. What you want to do is click add app. This will allow us to install USA Drop and link it to our Shopify web store. Press install app and it will connect to USA Drop. Now, if you've made a USA Drop account and registered like I told you to do in the last step, now you can log in. Okay, so press sign in the top. If you didn't create an account on the website, then go back and do that and use my link, because if you use my link, it will give you access to more features on their platform. So now you can see I have my account all logged in. Now on USA Drop, to look for products, we want to use a few different buttons at the top. We want to click on winners. Winners will show us so-called winning products. This basically means a product which is very popular, maybe trending, or already getting a lot of sales out there already. But you still need to use your due diligence and only pick products which you think will actually sell. Don't just pick any old products off this list. You can click on past winners, you can click on this month's winners, and you can click on this week's winners. It really depends which plan that you have. If you only have an entry-level beginner plan like I have, then you can only see certain products on this list. Now, let's just say we want to use this product and sell it. This camping cushion down here, press view details, and then you can see we have the product information here. The Shopify selling price is the price which you want to sell it for. This is going to be perfectly marked up, because remember, when you sell a product, you want to sell it for 3 to 5 times more than the original price that you sourced the product as. Okay, so if you're buying it from AliExpress or China for like $3, you want to sell it for $9 to $12 for an example. So press import product to the top. This will import it to our so-called import list on the USA Drop dashboard. So you want to put your brand name and then the name of the product. So we'll just put camping cushion or something like that. And on description, here's where you can type in your description. I'd recommend removing this description later, but we'll do that a little bit later. Variants is where you want to select which ones you want to sell. So if I only want to select a certain color, and I'm only going to sell the light blue cushion, so I'm going to untick all these different colors which are not light blue, because I only want to sell this for my products. It looks like a clean color, right? Then images is the images you want to import. I've only imported the light blue cushion, so I'm only going to show the images which show the light blue image. Okay, so I'm going to untick all these other images because I only want to show the color that I'm selling. Then press save, and then you want to press import to store. Now the store you want to select is your store. I have 2 different Shopify stores on my account. The one we just created for this video is this one, so we're going to press confirm. You should only have 1 store. Now USA Drop is a really great app, but if you want an alternative too, I also have another app that you can use if USA Drop doesn't work for you, or if you can't find products from that store. Another app is called Zendrop. You want to type in apps, search for Zendrop, and press search for Zendrop in the Shopify app store. Click on Zendrop and then go ahead and press add app, and we can add this app to our store. Press install app, exactly like how we set up USA Drop. Now before you create an account with Zendrop, you need to use the link below in the description of this video. There'll be a link to Zendrop to allow you to sign up and start with a free trial account. Now after you've created an account, what you want to do is you want to press find products on the left hand side, and you can find products to source in our store. You can also press shop trends and it'll come up with trendy products as well. Now popular niches of products are things like massages, so you could type in massages, you could type in hair removal, and what I'm going to go ahead and do is import this product over here, this crystal hair remover. So you want to press add product to import list, and then on the left go to import list. On import list we can change the product name, so I'm going to call my brand Crystal. We're going to call it the Crystal Eraser. You want to do exactly the same as before, change the description, the variants you want to sell, and also the images. Now just for this video and for the ease of time, we're going to just import this product how it is. Press import store and press confirm. As you can see, if we go to the import list, it should tell us that we've imported products on the left where it says imported products. Go back into your Shopify dashboard, go to products, and now we have the crystal eraser. If you press this little eye here, preview on online store, it'll show that our store now has a product in our store, so we can now sell this product. So go ahead, click on our product, and this will allow us to edit the product, okay? Now, as you can see, this product is not very well optimized. The description has 3 huge long paragraphs. It's really boring and annoying to read all this. No customer's going to read it, so we're going to optimize it. We want to break it down to 4 to 5 different bullet points or checkpoint lists about the strengths and pros of our product, okay? To do this, we can look in this list to see what are the pros of the product, or we can do a little bit of research on that. So read the description which you imported with, and typically it will have some pros of the product already in it, and we're going to replace that just with a bullet point list. I'm also going to get these tick emojis off Google, so I'm going to copy these check mark emojis and paste them at the top about 4 times, and then I'm going to put my pros next to these ticks. So as you can see, it says long-lasting results with no pain, so I'm going to put long-lasting results. I'm just going to put pain-free, and then it also says safe and reusable, so that's going to be another one, safe and reusable. And then I'm going to put down here, it also says lightweight, so lightweight would be another pro of the product. And as you can see, we now have 4 simple ones. So now we're just going to give a basic description of the product. Like, we're going to copy the product name. We're going to try and appeal to the customer, so we're going to put something like, do you have unwanted body hair? Tired of the typical razors? Do you get shaver burn or cuts frequently? Try the crystal eraser. Something like that, this basic that appeals to the customer, and we also have the pros of the product. We could spend more time on this, but this is the general gist. Try and employ all your marketing techniques and strategies to make this even better. So now on here, we can also remove images if you don't want these images. For an example, some of these modern images look like really low quality images. So we can go ahead and also remove these. So we can enlarge it. We can press remove at the top and press delete media on the ones that you want to delete and not keep, because some of them look quite tacky, like they look like we are selling through a dropshipping store. The idea of the whole store is to try and make it look like a brand, or at least make it look less tacky. I'd recommend editing your own images and then pressing add to actually upload them yourself. Any ones with huge text with bad fonts or anything which looks low quality, I'm just going to go ahead and delete. And then down here, one thing you have to be careful about is when you delete images, they will also sometimes delete them from the variants that you want to sell. So I'm going to tick these variants where they now have no images, and I'm going to go ahead and press these 3 dots, and I'm going to press delete variants. And now what this will do is it will delete the ones that have no images, and we're also going to press save product, and now our product page will look a little bit better, right? So this little eye down here on the left, view your online store, click this, it will open up our store. The store currently doesn't look very good, but we're going to do that and mess with it in a minute. Now we have the product, the crystal eraser. If we click on it, we now have a product in different colors that we can obviously sell. Obviously, it's only available in certain quantities, which is based off the supplier's stock. And there's some pretty nice images. We have a really basic description and the pros of the product. So this is enough to sell the product once we drive traffic to it. But you'll notice that the last step is before we run ads, we want to make our website look half decent. Now, I'm not going to give you a full web design guide for this video because it would take like 2 hours to do. If you want to learn more about the web design and store creation, you can click on my free course down below. It's 4 hours long. It's longer than this video and it's completely free. So to edit our store, you want to click on online store on the left, and this will allow us to edit our store. Now, personally, I think this theme is already good enough. It looks quite nice. So we're going to keep the Dawn theme, and we're going to press customize. So now here we have it. Now it says welcome to our store over here. This is an announcement. If we click on this, we can change it. Now I'd recommend to change this to something like 10% off discount, shop now, or something like that, and then put the discount code here, like there, and then people who come on your website will see a discount code at the top, and it'll incentivize them to actually perhaps buy the product. Okay, now let's change a few things. So the brand name here, we want to change this. Now to change the brand name, we go back to our Shopify dashboard, we press settings. Where it says brand name, change it. My brand's going to be called Crystal, so I'm going to change this to Crystal. And now if we just save, now it says Crystal, okay? This theme is quite nice. It's like a flat white theme, which means everything's very visible and easy to see. Now, if you press this paint icon on the left, we can change the logo. So if you want to replace the text with the logo, you can select the image here. We can also go ahead and change the colors. So if you want the text color to be blue, you can change the black accent on the text over to here, which would be blue, or we could select a different color. I recommend just leaving this theme on black. It looks quite nice. This image banner is pretty big. We could press select image and we can actually upload an image here. Now to get images, you don't want to use copyright images because your store will get a DMCA request, which means they can actually take your store down due to copyright. To avoid that, you want to use pexels.com. This is a free website for pictures. Go on the Pexels homepage. Now, if we just want to search something something like hair removal, we can type it into pixels and we can come up with some really cool things. Okay, so over here we have a lot of high quality images. We could also use these images if you want to have like a high quality model shot. For an example, we could use this woman and save the picture and she could be the model for the website. I could press upload image, select the new model picture, and then press done. And then we could have a model on the homepage like this, which is completely copyright free, and we didn't even pay the model to actually pose for our business. Obviously, website design is all intuitive. If you're going to have a header with text on it, it needs to be something which hooks the person, right? Type something in which reasons with a customer like this, and then that's what they'll see when they come on the website. And then we have a product here which they can click on, and that's the product which is going to attract them to actually make the sale. Now, the product page is fine how it is. We've customized it to make it a little bit more condensed and better. And now the product and the website are all done. If you want to hide elements, you can also press this I to hide certain things on the left hand side. And also we have a contact page so people can actually contact us, our customers. So the website is actually fully functional and ready to sell. So before you get started selling on your Shopify store, you're going to have to set up what's called the shipping zones, which allows you to actually set up where your store is going to sell to and where your products are available to. I'm going to show that right now. And then I'm also going to show you the ads section to show you how to sell via TikTok ads. I'm going to show you how to set up the TikTok ads account and the TikTok pixel to start doing our marketing. Our product is imported to our store, our website is built, and now we're ready to set up the shipping zones, and then we're going to do the ads. So when you're on Shopify, what you want to do is press the settings cog in the bottom left hand side of the screen. This will basically take you to all of the Shopify settings. Now you want to specifically click on shipping and delivery. Okay, this is where we're going to set up all of our shipping zones and shipping rates. And I'm on a completely brand new Shopify store. I'm using a trial just to show you guys this feature. So everything should be brand new and fresh, apart from the fact that I have linked this to a supplier, so things may look a little bit different. Okay, so once we're inside the shipping rates customizer, what we want to do is you want to have a look, and we have general, right? So you want to press manage, and in general, we don't really have that many things in here. Everything's just flat. You can see we have a standard international shipping zone. So what you basically want to do is you want to have a look down here. We have a few pre-configured rates, but these pre-configured rates are by default, right? So we want to make sure that we can change these. Now I'm going to go ahead and just delete all of these normal rates that we have, because these are completely useless right now because we want to set up our own zone. So I'm actually going to go ahead and delete the zones that we already have. You might have some by default, you might not, but I'm just going to delete the ones we already have. Okay, and then press create zone like I said before, and now we can type in the zone names because I've deleted the defaults which I had. So the first one, we're going to call it global, and what we're going to do is select some countries to sell globally. Right now, what you can do is you can select all of the countries manually. Now there used to be a tick box where we could literally select them all, but for some reason right now I have to select them all manually. So just go down this list and make sure to select all the countries. Okay, because if you want to sell globally, especially if you're using a currency converter, I'm just going to mention now, if you do want to sell globally, you're going to need to actually support all the global currencies. Now the best way to do this is to install the app called the Best Currency Converter. I do actually already have a video on using this app and how to set it up, so check that out on the channel. I'll try and remember to actually put that in the video description down below for you guys to check out. So I'd recommend later to install that, because if we're selling globally, you're going to have to make sure that people, for an example, if they're American, they can actually buy your products in dollars. If they're from somewhere else, they can use the euro, for an example. So just go down and select these. I'm just going to skip ahead, and when you've selected them all, now we have all the regions selected, and just press done. Now after we've set up our actual shipping zone, which is what we've just done, we've set up a global shipping zone. You want to actually add the rates to the global zone. Okay, the rates are basically going to be the cost of the shipping and all the properties in regards to the zone we created. So now we're creating rates for the zone. Okay, so press add rate. We're going to set up our own custom rates. Now the rates is going to be how much the customers are going to pay for the shipping, so it's going to show them options when they actually buy your product on checkout. So the first one, we're just going to call it shipping insured. Now if you put a price in here, obviously we could put something like £5.99 or whatever currency your default is, but if we leave it blank, it will actually give us free shipping. So if you want to offer free shipping, you can do it this way, otherwise you can do it via coupons and discount codes. So just press done. That's going to be our standard shipping region. If you want to edit it, you could also just call it basic shipping, or you could call it standard shipping. So we're just going to call it standard shipping. Now if you want to make a little bit of extra money, because we are offering free shipping here, we could actually add a secondary shipping option. Now, this will obviously bolster the average order value. So how much people are spending per order typically is going to boost the stats if we offer a shipping which gives them a faster rate. Now, this might not actually be a faster shipping rate. You might just charge them extra, but you can do certain other things. So for example, if I was to press add rate again and we'll set up a second one, what you could do is for people who actually pay for this increased price for better shipping, you could basically fulfill their orders first or give them a priority in the list. So if you see people with that shipping in like DSs or in Shopify, you can just fulfill their order first so they technically receive it first. So that's what this is going to be all about. So what we're going to call this rate is we're going to call this priority shipping. So basically this is kind of like them skipping the queue and jumping ahead, like when you're at a fairground and people pay for a fast pass and they're jumping ahead of this queue to basically get in the ride first before the normal people who are paying the standard ticket, right? So this is what they're going to do. We're just going to basically prioritize the orders to fulfill them first if they pay for this. Now, it's really your choice what you charge for this specific shipping rate. I'd recommend basing this on the cost of your product, but if you're offering free shipping anyway with the standard shipping we set up, then it really doesn't matter what this price is. We could just select like £4.99, $4.99. But like I said, if you're already offering free shipping, you can just make this cheap too, like $2.99. I'm just going to select £4.99. And now we have a basic shipping and we have a priority shipping. And we have a worldwide global shipping zone. So basically we have markets in the UK, which is the default for the store. We have international market, which is inactive, and European Union right now. But we have the global shipping zone with standard and priority shipping. So just press save. You won't be able to see it because it's behind my camera right now, but there's a save button at the top right of the settings. Press that to save the changes we just made. And now you can see that we have shipping zones and it's updated, and we can see we have global shipping. Now it says here customers in 40 countries and regions won't be able to check out because they're in an inactive market. So you can click go to markets here. Markets is on the left hand side. We can customize this. So it says your international settings are now in markets. So this is where they've moved the international settings to. So we have those other markets I mentioned earlier. So if we press manage, like the European Union, you can see we have market settings. Press inactive, change it to active, and press save, and it will recommend localized experiences. So when they go to your site, it pops up with a default country. So if I go to .com on like a different website, it'll say I'm on the American version. If they go on this, they can press shop now in their own locale. Okay, so you can go to markets too. This is another thing you can do. Manage international, change inactive to active. On here, you can also further customize different settings, which we're not going to go through because it's not really related to the actual shipping. But you can change things like the payments processors or payment methods you accept in certain locations. You can set the taxes and I guess VAT. And there's a lot of things you want to check out here, which is very important. Now, one thing you guys may not be aware of is if you're using a different app on Shopify to actually fulfill your orders, I would recommend things like DSs and USA Drop. I have USA Drop selected right now. If you were to use any of these apps to actually fulfill your product's orders, then there's another thing you have to do, another step. So where it says here, not shipping from, and it says USA Drop, for an example, I could press add rates and press use the same rates as. And usually you could do this for DSs as well, which is what I'm currently using. Whatever your shipping app is, you need to do this process. So if it was DSs, it would say DSs down here, not shipping from DSs. You press add rates and you select this use same rates as, and by default it would say use the same rates as, and then it would say default or standard shipping or whatever zone you just set up in the previous part of this video, and then you would just click on done. Use same rates as, press done, and it'll update that to your fulfillment app you're using, so your new zones are shared by the app too. That's very important, guys. You need to do that because if you've installed DSs, USA Drop, Zendrop, Pocket, any of those, then you need to do that, otherwise your order zones won't work for those apps when you fulfill your orders. Now, in terms of the actual markets section, which we covered briefly a few moments ago, you can do what I did, press manage on each market and enable them, or you can actually add what's called a custom market. So at the top, there's this button here, add market, so we're going to click on that, and just like what we called our shipping zone earlier, we're going to call this market name global, which is going to cover all regions so that we can sell in the global market. Because when you go on the shipping and delivery settings, it will say what it said before for me, where I couldn't sell to like 40 countries. So this is important. So go down, press add countries and regions, and you want to go through every single option on the list. Now luckily here we have a tick box for each major continent. So for Africa, I can press this and it'll tick all the African countries and and regions like North Africa, such as Egypt. So you want to go through, scroll down, select all of Asia. We can do that too. Central America, Europe, so we can cover all the European mass market, North America, Canada, Mexico, and United States, Oceania, which is like Australia, other, South America, and then that's all the major continents of the world. So we have 236 countries selected, and then we simply just want to press done. So now we have all of our regions selected for our market section, so we can sell basically everywhere in the world. Okay, anything from Algeria to Venezuela, basically we've just got covered now. Now what you want to do is you want to press the green button save, which is in the top right. Yet again, you can't see this because it's behind my camera, and when you press save, it will actually remove 2 markets, because earlier I showed you how to enable the European Union and international markets, but now we've set up our own market settings. So this is normal, where it says 2 will be deleted. Just press add market. This will delete the defaults which we enabled earlier and use our new custom market settings. So wait for it to save because it takes a while to update, and when it's saved it will say market added, and now you can see we have a global market. We have worldwide now activated, so we have global, and from here we can change a lot of settings too. Now one important thing is there are a few little issues which I have here. Okay, you can see, for an example, it says this market can't be activated because 196 countries are missing shipping rates. You want to press add rates. This goes back to our shipping issue that we had before. So press manage, and you can see not covered by your shipping zones, 196 regions. Press create, and then I'm just going to select all of these again. Now unfortunately we have to do this manually. We can't actually do this just by ticking the regions, so you're gonna have to go down this list manually. Now take your time with this, guys, because if you miss one country you're gonna have to go back and find it later, and it's just gonna be basically so hard to actually identify. Okay, when you think you've selected them all, I'm just gonna literally call this rest of world and create a new shipping zone, and we can press add rate, and we can set up our own rates or use certain apps to set up the rates. We're going to set up normal rates again. We're going to set up standard shipping, and this is going to be the free shipping like before. We're going to set up priority shipping again, and just select the drop down because this will basically fill out the same name as we used before, and I'm just going to set the same prices. Right, press done. Now where it says not covered by your shipping zones, it said 0 countries, right? So we should now have covered the whole world, so now we can just press save. This is super important to do, so now we should have covered all of the different regions of the world. We're just going to go back into the market section to make sure everything's updated. Now when we go back to the market section, it says countries and regions you don't sell to. We can view that. Just press on manage on the global one we set up earlier, and press manage next to shipping, and now you can see we can view all these countries that we have, and all of them have 2 rates on the side, which is normal because that means that they basically have the standard and the priority shipping we set up. Also, your page might freeze when having a look at these settings because there's so many countries in the drop down box. It's normal if it freezes once or twice just to load everything in the settings, but you should see we have pretty much everything. I think we've covered most countries from basically Albania down to Zimbabwe. We've got a lot of countries, so we're just going to press back, and at least we're selling to the majority of the world here. Okay, that's basically better than nothing. So it should have covered every global country. If not, we're selling to most of the countries now, and you can see we don't have any errors saying we're not selling to any areas of the world, which means we can now select this box where it says inactive and press active and press save, because all the shipping rates have been activated for all of the countries in our market. Now after we've set this up, you can then proceed onto the next section. Now if you want to further customize this yourself, you can change products and pricing, duties and import taxes, which we're going to have a look at now, and different shipping rates. You can further customize what we sell up, payments and taxes. Okay, so let's go to taxes and duties next. And it says you're not charging tax on some product variants. Make sure all your taxable variants are set up to charge taxes. Now, when you begin your dropshipping store, or e-commerce for that matter, because this is obviously applicable to all Shopify stores, then you don't really want to worry about taxes because you're not getting any orders, right? So there's no point for you to be charging tax. You may not have even set up a proper business, or your business might be completely fresh. So when you're brand new, you don't actually need to really necessarily worry about this. You can press on edit variants, and this will allow you to set taxes on your products. So I could tick all my products, all the variants of products, and press save, and then you could charge taxes on those products. That's how you would set up the tax on your product variants. You can also manage the sales tax collection, so you can create a shipping zone in the regions, which we've done, and then find the individual regions out of our list and manage the tax settings of the region. So if we press show all, it shows all the countries which we've added in our region, right? And where it says a dash, that means that we're not actually necessarily charging tax on them. Now, if you scroll down where it says decide how tax is charged, you can manage the tax settings. So you can press include tax in prices. This will tax or add a tax rate onto all your prices. You can also charge tax on shipping rates and VAT on digital goods. Okay, you'll need a VAT number and you'll need to have registered to that actual system to enable you to do this, though. Do bear in mind. So do research into these before you set them up. Make sure you're doing everything right, but that's how to do it. Also, in locations, I'm going to blur this out, but this is the location of your store. So your shop location will usually be here. It'll say your address if it's a personal address or a commercial address, and it'll also show your app location. So my main fulfillment app is DS's, which I always show you guys to use that to auto fulfill everything. I'm shipping products from their fulfillment service, or at least using that to fill AliExpress orders, right? Okay, so now that we've done the shipping zones, what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to do the TikTok ads. Our website is ready and our product is ready to sell. Now, to drive traffic to our website, obviously we need to do paid ads. I'd recommend doing TikTok ads because it's what I've had experience with before. I haven't personally done Facebook ads much, so I'm going to show you what I know. So let's jump onto the TikTok ads setup. First, we're going to install the TikTok Pixel, which gathers data about the customers and the customer experience when they interact with our website, and then we use that data to market it to our demographic. Okay, so we have marketing catalog, so we can directly sync all of our product information to use for campaigns. So press continue setup, and this will allow Shopify to create a TikTok business center account to access your store manager, business page, and product catalog all in our place. Usually on TikTok, you would have to use their business center. So you're using the TikTok website to manage everything inside of their platform, right? With the Shopify app, we can sync it so tightly with the TikTok platform, we basically don't need to go on TikTok's website. We can manage it all from our Shopify dashboard from this app. That's what makes this so lucrative, because we can just do everything in Shopify, which allows us to stop shifting our attention elsewhere and having so many different tabs open at the same time, right? So press create over here, and then it says approve access to your TikTok ads manager account. In order to connect to this business center account, you'll need to approve admin access to the connected TikTok ads manager account. So when we set up the TikTok Pixel, we created an ads account. We're basically approving access over here, so press approve. And now, as you can see, this is linked our business center account. Then we go into marketing catalog locations. So we add countries or locations and regions where your ads for your products will appear. You can update this in your settings later. So we can change this later, so this isn't too important, but from here we can change all this information, right? Now, as you can see where it says pending, this is currently pending because my ads account is actually in review, so that's why I can't select these. So you can also select United States, but you can't change the default location once you set this up, right? So you would select your location down here. For the default location, this is also dependent on your TikTok ads account, right? For the most part, it's going to work like this. If you have an account which is binded to an IP address or a phone number in a certain country, so if you're in the United Kingdom, you're going to probably have access to only the UK and the European market, whereas if you're in the US, you'll most likely only have access to the United States. Now, for the most part, United States is going to be the biggest portion of your customers. That's the highest commercial market, or the most dense commercial market to take advantage of in e-commerce, right? Especially the dropshipping scene. Europe's also a pretty big market too, but we can't change this unless you make an account in that region, I'm pretty sure, or at least I haven't tried that in the past. Okay, they might have changed that now though, but as you can see, the only available one is United States right now, so I'm going to wait until this account gets reviewed before I continue the setup for that. But we could go ahead and also press United States, as long as we also can ship there as well. Now, additional regions, we can also access additional locations on here if we select them as well. So I'm going to press confirm now that we've selected the United States by default, and now we can press finish setup. Okay, so the only thing now left for us to do is to actually create a marketing campaign, because we've set up the pixel by this point and we've also set up the marketing catalog locations, so everything in that regard is actually set up so far. Now, one thing to note is in the TikTok ad center, and also more specifically in this situation in the Shopify app for TikTok, if we scroll down, we have recommended guides over here, so make sure to leverage this, guys, if you have any difficulties with any of these steps. They have a guide on setting up TikTok marketing, and also gives you some more information about the TikTok Pixel, which is also helpful as well. And also success stories, so we can have a look at some success stories from e-commerce and also from this beauty store, for an example, and it shows the kind of traffic which some of these biggest brands have actually got from advertising on TikTok. So if you're just generally interested in business stuff, that's just generally going to be a good read, right? And there's also some additional guides if we press this arrow here to the right, and we have how to set up conversion ads and also the creative best practices to optimize those creative conversion ads. Okay, so really great information here. We can also contact campaign managers to get some additional information, which is obviously going to be free, as you can see over here. That's because we're spending money on the ad platform, so that's going to be mutually beneficial. I want to receive my $100 ad credit. Now, I mentioned this earlier. Basically right now, this is very situational, so the likelihood of when you watch this video is probably not going to be available, right, unless you're an early bird. But right now they have a promotion. Sometimes TikTok does this on the ads platform. We have $100 free credit. It says, did you know that 77% of TikTok users have bought something they discovered on TikTok? Showcase your products to the right audience in time for holiday shopping and take advantage of this limited time offer. Get started by spending $20 and instantly earn an additional $100 credit. Now, this is confusing because they have GBP, because I'm obviously originally from the UK, and they also have dollars. So I don't know if I'm getting £100 or $100. It's kind of confusing, but that's pretty cool. If we go into settings over here, we can have a look at our settings. A lot of this is going to be blurred, guys, so I don't give away sensitive information, but I'm going to try and explain it as best as I can visually based on what I'm seeing for the things which I can't show. So under settings, we can set up marketing campaigns from here. It shows us our ads manager account, which we can also disconnect. A payment method. At the start, you're going to have a missing payment method. I'd recommend clicking on that button, going through the steps and setting up your own payment method. This is usually going to be with your debit card, or if you have a company credit card, you can also use that as well, okay? I'm not going to go in depth information on borrowing money and using credit cards. I'm going to make videos on that in the future, but if you know what you're doing, use whichever card or bank account you're intending to spend money on. Now, under targeting locations, select the information on the location where your customers are, and TikTok will deliver users in those locations to help maximize your budget. Now, this is interesting because I selected United States before, right? But it's actually set it to UK because I guess since I created my account in the UK originally on a British phone number, which is the same phone number which I use internationally in different countries as well as in Europe, right? Since my phone number is from the UK originally, then I am obviously bound to the UK, but we can also go ahead and tick a few of these. So I can tick Austria, and then I can tick other countries too, like Belgium, Czechia, Denmark, Egypt, Finland, etc. So this is where you change your targeting locations. UK is going to be fine for now because you can also select United States. Depends on the market. We can go to product catalog. So here's where we manage settings for our synced product catalog. So as you can see, the default location we selected before, the country or region that we're primarily targeting, which will be used to display product sync statuses in your TikTok channel overview, is United States. And we can also add selections here. So for marketing, it probably would be quite smart for me to select United States here, but I can't because I didn't sign up with a US phone number. So in product catalog, it's obviously going to market it to a different country than what's actually available to me, okay? So I'd recommend selecting those two as the same, otherwise it may not be as optimal. Data sharing, we can change this. When we set up our pixel, we selected maximum. We're going to leave it at maximum because we want the most data. And under accounts, we have the accounts we've originally binded. So the TikTok business account, the TikTok business center account, and we can also disconnect them or reconnect new accounts. Help center is going to be some pretty useful resources on creating campaigns, information about conversions, the ad spend budget, and more information here. So if you have a question on this segment of the course or in this video, refer to the help center on the TikTok app and the business center first to see if you can find your answer. If not, I'll try and help you in the comments below as soon as possible. So now we're ready to create a campaign and start our first campaign, right? So this is how to create TikTok ads. Now, usually you're going to press create campaign here on this button, but since there's a promotion right now, I'm going to press create campaign up here because I want to claim my free money, because who doesn't, right? So here we are now on the ad campaign creation screen. So this is the exciting part where we launch our first ad campaign on the TikTok platform. So first, let's talk a little bit about ads, okay? Let's discuss ads, what we need first, and also gloss over the whole ad creatives part, because if you haven't covered that yet and you don't have ads, you can't move on to this section or progress onto this section. So let's first discuss that. So we're going to discuss ads first. So I want to take you to this website. I may have shown you this in some other videos before which I've created. This is the TikTok ads exploration page on the TikTok Creative Center. This is going to be one of your best resources to look at competitor ads, check how well they're performing, and also try and create your own ads or original user generated content based based on those ads performance, right? So on here, we can have a look at trendy searches. We can click shop now. We can also search by a few different keywords, phrases, and search by niches in the search bar. We can also search directly by the name of a brand, and we can filter it by a country, an industry, the objective. So what's the objective of the ad campaigns that we're having a look at in our research? Do they want to have app installs if they're promoting some kind of Google Play app or iOS store app? Do they want conversions, which is also useful? Do they want to have lead generation, product sales, which is what we want? Or do they want to generate reach or traffic for some other reason? What's the percentage of likes? What's the duration of the creative? And also we can filter by the recent days. So usually you're looking at the last 30 days or the last 7 days, so 1 to 4 weeks, because then you can see what's performing well right now. Obviously we're currently in Q4. I'm recording this in December, so we're on the lead up till Christmas. We've just gone past Black Friday and we're leading on to Cyber Monday. So if we're having a look at things in the last 7 days, we can have a look at Black Friday, which was basically yesterday for me when I'm recording this. So that'll show the ads which were performing well yesterday, leading up till Monday. They will still probably be doing quite well. And the 7 to 30 days region is going to be good right now because we're going to see what's going to be effective during Christmas. So this is a really good resource. So if you haven't created an ad yet, or if you want to have a look at competitors and you're not at the stage yet, use the TikTok Creative Center. There was originally nothing like this on Facebook. You had to use tools like AdSpy. TikTok are giving us this for free, so take advantage of it. We can also download ads here. I don't know if the ad creators who posted them would like that, but we can download ads. We can use that for reference. We can create a folder full of competitor ads for our product and just have it on our computer. This is really cool. Let's say I had some kind of LED light that I was selling, okay? And I want to sell an LED light and I don't know how to advertise it. Well, LED lights, so many people are trying to sell those. I could go ahead and I could download all these videos, which you don't want to do. You want to download the ones that perform well. And then I've got so many ideas on what to actually create. I can play them and see how people are making these videos, why some of them perform well and why some of them don't. It's just like on YouTube when you use analytics to try and make content better. We're using the same strategy here, guys. So use this to your advantage and have a look. When we hover over it, we have the likes, the comments, the shares, and the duration period. We can also click on any of these as well. And we also have the reach over here. We can sort it by reach. We can sort it by click-through rate. We can sort it by the 2-second views rate and the 6-second views rate, okay? So take advantage of this. I'm just going to go ahead and I'm just going to click on any of these random ads just to give you an example of what these pages look like. So on these pages, we can view the regions which they're set to. So this is basically all regions of the world, which I don't know how they've done that, but we have a lot of regions here. The industry, hyper casual, the objective. So this is an advert. This is very similar to those like Mafia City ads that used to play back in the day. We have the source and just general metrics data. But the thing which we're interested in most is this graph over here, because this graph allows us to see some interesting data. So we have CTR, which is click-through rate. This is pretty useful. Each data point compares the relative volume against the peak volume of the entire video. A value of 100 is the peak for the video. CTR is calculated by the number of clicks divided by the number of impressions. So click-through rate is going to be useful. We have the CVR here. So CVR is our conversion rate. That's what it stands for. So CVR is calculated by the number of conversions divided by the number of clicks. We can also see the clicks here. So that's self-explanatory, the clicks per second. We have the conversion, so the number of conversions for that second in the video, and the remain, which is the number of users still watching at that particular second in the graph. So we've got data to actually see how well the video is edited and how that impacts on the audience too, which is also pretty useful for ads. So I just wanted to mention that, guys, because that's super useful. If you need to do ads research, if you haven't created your ad yet, or if you want to track the performance of competitor ads, this is how you do it. That was a little bit off topic for the creation of a campaign, but it's crucial information not everyone is actually showing you. Okay, so let's move on to actually creating our ad. Now, one thing to know is when we create an ad in the TikTok ad campaign creator, we have the video creative over here, which is what we're going to be using. Now, if you don't have an ad creative, basically the ad video to show on TikTok, if you haven't created one yourself, or if you haven't had one professionally made, that's going to be a problem. So you need to do that first. If you want to have a professional ad made, I recommend either learning video editing and creating one, and it has to be a vertical ad, or I have a website which is linked in the description down below, majorwolf.co.uk. Click in the description below, and if you need an ad created for TikTok, you can go on that website and you can order a TikTok ad creative to be made for your product for your campaign. So if you need ads creating and you don't know where to go on my website and we can get that sorted out for you quickly and also fairly cheaply. So if you have problems with ads, guys, go on my website. We can get you hooked up with video ads. So let's get started. So activity name, we're going to leave this for now because this is going to be based on what we do after. So over here, what we want to do is select single product. Okay, okay? Then we want to select the product which we want to promote. Now I'm promoting the product over here, which yet again, I'm going to blur out as much of this as I can. Select your product you're promoting. Since we sync this to our Shopify store, it will naturally just give us the products directly here. Then we can also upload an ad creative over here under the video creative section. Now we can click generate videos, create videos based on product information, but this isn't really that good. It's not very impactful. You want an ad creative made. Like I said, you can get one on my website. You can buy an ad creative on there. If not, you can make one yourself, but you really want to have a custom ad creative here. Don't use the AI generator because it's probably not going to get you very good conversions and sales. Press upload if you've already got a video, and here you're going to drag files off your computer to upload. Select which video you want to upload. I have 3 different ad creatives made, so I'm going to select the one which I want to use, and then it will upload it to the TikTok server so we can start configuring it in our campaign editor, right? So just wait for it to upload, and once it's uploaded, we can get to customizing the ad itself. So now when it says ready, just press upload, then it will use this inside our campaign and we can continue. Now we have a preview on the right hand side. This is where you can preview the actual ad itself so we can see what it looks like, and that will allow you to preview it and show you what users will actually see when they see your ad. Okay, so that's important. Add text for all. This is the text of the ad over here. Okay, so we can customize this, and you can press use the same add text for all. So basically this will configure the text shown in your ad. Now the useful information to actually realize is not everyone actually really pays attention to the captions on these. They're mainly paying attention to the video. So if you have a terrible creative, or if the ad is not configured to direct directly to your product, you're not going to get a sale. If your video is on point, you can usually get away with a poor caption, right? You can also go under advanced settings. This is where you can change the display name. So on TikTok, basically, if you didn't know, the ads kind of look like they've been posted by a user, which is why they work so well. So we have the display name over here, which makes it look like a real profile, like a user generated it. And you can also select a profile image. So I'd recommend this profile image being your actual brand's logo. So if you have a brand logo, upload that as your profile image, and then you have a profile image over there, so it actually looks fairly legit. If you leave that blank, if it's connected to your TikTok account, it should use your TikTok account. But if you're just using the TikTok ad center, then it might not use your personal profiles account or your brand profiles account. So just select that in here. We're going to go back up to the caption in a few moments. Next up is targeting. Under gender, for the most part, you can press no limit unless it's targeted to a specific gender under your demographic. Now my product is very female gender heavy, so I'm going to select female because for the most part this is like a female product. So unless someone's boyfriend or partner would buy it for a girl, it's going to be girls buying it for the most part. So I'm going to target this as a female audience. Now age, what I'd recommend selecting is where it says no limit, uncheck this. Do everything from 18 to 55 plus. Now the reason we want to do this is nobody under the age of 18 really has any money. I don't want to sound offensive, but for the most part people under 18 are all broke. They don't really have any money. They're just cheap or they're poor. So basically if you target people who are younger than 18, you're not going to be able to sell products because they just have no money. They're absolutely skint. So I recommend not selecting that. Select everything from 18 to 55 plus. Okay, that's going to perform the best because they actually have money to spend. Okay, selecting under 18 is just going to spread your campaign over too large of a demographic and it's not going to increase the performance. We want to make this more targeted. Okay, and that's still a generalization, 18 to 55. It's not really an age related product which I'm actually fronting over here. So I'd recommend just selecting 18 to 55. That's the best generic coverage for people who have money. Then we have behavior. So you can target video related actions under here. For an example, we can target likes, commented, shared, or watched to the end. I'm not going to target any of these. This is advanced. For location, this is where you're targeting, right? So over here, I basically have all these European locations. So I have Austria, Belgium, Czechia, Denmark, Egypt, Finland, France, Germany, Greece, Hungary, Ireland, Italy, Korea, Kuwait, Morocco, Netherlands, Poland. You get the idea, right? I'm just going to select all because we're going to target all of them. If you only have the United States, target just the United States. I'm just targeting as much of Europe as I can. Now, optimization event, you want to select complete payment here. That's very important. That's the event we're optimizing for in the app, okay? So remember to select that. Then we have daily budget. So the daily budget is usually, I think the minimum is like £20, right? So the usual minimum is going to be $20 or £20, and we can scale that up as we see some kind of success. So the less you spend, obviously, the less coverage you're going to have for your ad campaign, lower your ad spend. You're going to scale up your ad campaigns more, the more people we want to reach and the more sales we want to get. Naturally, over time, if we see some good statistics, right? Now for schedule, this is going to be when you're running your ads. So right now it's the 26th and it's going to give us the time. I'd recommend running this at midnight. Okay, so if I want to run this on the 27th, I click 27th and I scroll up and it's like 00 and then 00 and then also, you guessed it, 00 0. The reason I'm doing this is because I want the ad spend to start at the very beginning of the next day, leading up till the end of this day, and then throughout the full 24 hours of that day, so I get the maximum performance out of that ad, and then I can naturally track it as soon as the day following obviously comes, okay? So I'd recommend select the 12 a.m. period of the day you want to start the ad campaign, just so it can start immediately. That's recommended. I'd recommend selecting run continuously until we obviously cancel the campaign. Then we have the bid strategy, okay? So your choice of bidding strategy will help the system achieve your expected delivery outcomes. So lowest cost gets the most results out of our budget. That's the most optimized, and it adjusts your bid to get the most results at the lowest cost per result. So this is the optimized default, which we probably want to select, okay? Cost per result may rise when you increase your budget. The cost cap controls your cost per result. The system will work to keep your actual cost per result around your provided bid. Your budget may not be spent efficiently. So I'd recommend just selecting lowest cost. It's the most optimized. You can test out both, but I recommend just leave it on default here, guys. So we've selected the schedule when we want it to begin. We've selected our daily budget of ad spend. Obviously, lifetime you can select. I wouldn't recommend that for the budget, especially if you're starting with a small amount of money, or if you don't know how you're going to manage your money for your future ad campaign. I wouldn't do a lifetime budget unless you can consistently leave it on repeatedly to spend whatever amount you may do. I just recommend selecting daily. I'm going to select the minimum budget right now, which is $20, but currently we have a promotion for 2 weeks for $100 additional budget, which we can use too. Going back to location, which I didn't mention earlier, remember all of these European countries and other countries we're going to select, not all of them speak English, guys. That's one thing to know. You can untick certain countries. Now, for an example, I've been to Turkey quite a few times. I love Turkey, but a lot of people in Turkey don't speak English. So I'm going to untick that specifically because my ad is in English, and obviously that might actually affect my bottom line. Then we have other countries too. So we have UAE, they speak really good English, but I'm not sure if I want to sell to every single country on the board. So you can go ahead and untick certain countries over here. I'm going to go ahead and I'm actually going to untick all of these countries here, and I'm going to manually select the countries which I want to actually fence my products to. You can select whichever countries you want to do. I'm going to manually select some countries which I want to sell to, mainly in Europe and around the United Kingdom. So I've selected my locations. I've narrowed it down to 4 different locations. This is really custom to you. I'd recommend first just selling it in your single native country. For an example, I could sell it in one country. I'm going to select these countries over here. I know that they speak really good English, and I know that Ireland is also pretty close to the UK as well. So we have Austria, Germany, Ireland, and UK. I'd recommend narrowing that down to one country at the start to test it out. That's recommended. So now we've basically optimized our ad, unless you want to change the behavior section. So we are creating a conversion ad here, guys. So that's why you're not seeing different optimization options, because by default in the Shopify app, it's going to be a conversion based ad campaign. Landing page type is most of all going to be the single product, remember. Ad text over here is going to be the text for your different ads. So I've uploaded 3 different ad variations which you can do, which will basically alternate the different videos. This is going to be kind of experimental because you're going to be seeing the performance of each different ad, how they perform differently to each other, and then eventually when you see one performing really well, you're going to optimize the ad to only display one, which is the best one that works, right? So I have 3 different ads. I'm here just to test out this product. I've just got some ad creatives made and I want to test which work the best. So I'm going to run all 3. So you can select the ad text for each of these. I'm going to blur this, of course. The ad text doesn't really matter so much on TikTok. It's mainly your creative, like I said earlier. But I'd recommend at least just write a basic sentence and put a bit of thought into it at least, okay? So I'm going to go through and create the different text. You could also tick use the same ad text for all, which I'm going to do because I don't want a different ad text per video. And then I'm going to continue the process. Now, after this is all finished, guys, we want to create an activity name. This is going to be the name of the campaign. I'm going to type in the name of my product. I'm going to type in some information just generally around the ad campaign. For my activity names, I basically just call it the name of the product, what the kind of landing page type is going to be, what the gender demographic is and their age, and also the location. And that's the name of my ad campaign. Kind of confusing, kind of random, but just so I know what I'm doing. So after you first create your ad campaign, you're going to have to set up a payment method. If you haven't set up one earlier, when we set up the TikTok app, this is where you're going to do it. So I'm going to select a credit card. So from this point on, I'm going to blur the screen and we're going to jump ahead. Basically, you enter your credit card here and you'll be charged £5 to verify it, which is refunded to you when you verify it, okay? This is just to prevent bots from accessing the platform or to kind of prevent stolen credit card use on TikTok, as far as I'm concerned. You can also use PayPal as well. PayPal, I believe, doesn't incur the charge, so you can use PayPal as well. Most people have have PayPal, most people won't want to use the card, but for the most part it's safe. So I'm going to use my card. You enter which payment method you're comfortable the most with using, where you hold the most money and where your ad money is going to be spent, and then we can move on. It'll basically say allow pop-ups and redirects in your browser first once you finish this process. So make sure your browser has enabled those, because otherwise you're going to have a problem, guys, when pop-ups don't show, or if you have some kind of ad blocker or plugin which may mess up the process. So make sure that's fixed first, then press confirm. After that, it will have a security prompt and open up a new window, and you basically have to leave this open to process your payment and verify you. Then it will say creating ads, which means you finish your ad campaign, and it'll say success, your ad has been created and will be reviewed in 12 hours. And from there, it will redirect us back onto the Shopify campaigns manager. So from in here, we can view our campaign. So we have untitled campaign. We can see the results based on the sessions, the orders, the sales, and the cost. We can see when we created it and the general campaign summary. We can also edit the campaign activity, and it says it's still in review, and we can add new activities under here. So an activity would be things like Shopify email, TikTok conversion ads, etc. We've already added the TikTok conversion ad here. We can rename the campaign. I'm going to rename the campaign name to the same name as my conversion ad, which we just created. We can archive it. We can also delete it from here too. So now you've created your first TikTok ads campaign. Once it's been reviewed, everything will get rolling and you can start monitoring your ads performance, and you should start seeing some sales hopefully in Shopify if your ad creative is optimized well and if your website's optimized well as well. Make sure that your ad is being targeted to the locations and regions which your Shopify store is actually set to make sales from. If your payment processor can only take payments from the United Arab Emirates, but TikTok is targeting Denmark, it's just not going to work, okay? Make sure your payment processor and your TikTok ad targeting is targeted at the right process, and everything should be fine. Now, the funny thing is TikTok are really on the ball, because you can see that my TikTok campaign is already scheduled. It's already been approved. It literally got approved in 1 or 2 minutes, probably by some AI bot or some system, which will check to make sure your ad contains things which obviously aren't breaking TOS. So this campaign has been approved and scheduled, okay? So this is scheduled for the 27th at 12 a.m., which we set it for. Rest assured, the campaign will be scheduled. So when we press back, we can see our campaigns. So this one has a cost of 0 and sales of 0 right now, 0 sessions. We can see the campaign activity and all the information here once it starts rolling. I'll try to remember to show you some sales data once this is actually run for a day or two. Remember, guys, after 1 to 3 days of running your ads, you'll be able to receive enough data to realize if this campaign is worth pursuing, if you need to make any edits or amends to increase the performance and hopefully get more sales, okay? So don't run this for more than maybe 2 or 3 days. You need 1 to 3 days to collect enough data usually, or for the system to actually catch up and provide data. But after that period, if it's not working, cut the cord, okay? And make edits where necessary or change your strategy. You don't want to spend any money that's not necessary if things aren't working. So now we've created an ad campaign. Now we've set up TikTok Pixel. Now you should be able to get some sales. If you don't get any sales, if things aren't going the way that you expected it to, you need to go back to the drawing board. You need to look at, was the product not a winning product? Was the ad creative not impactful enough? Was the caption of the ad itself bad? Am I targeting the wrong countries? Do the people not even speak English that I'm actually targeting? All these things need to be taken into consideration. So do your due diligence, but now you've created your first campaign, and now we can look at the data and then optimize it accordingly. If you have any problems with the ads creation process, any issues with the ads and the performance, leave those comments below or go on TikTok's help center. So I hope this guide was useful on how to get started with TikTok dropshipping in 2023 for beginners. Now, if you have any questions, guys, do feel free to leave them down below, and I'll try my best to get back to you as soon as possible. I do answer all questions and comments on the videos, and in turn, just give the video a like and subscribe, and I'd really appreciate it. Remember to use my links, because in most cases, they'll give you a free trial, a better deal on all the subscriptions, and they'll allow you to get started with minimal investment and basically as close to free as possible. Because when we want to start a business, we don't really want to have an entry cost, right? I post videos all the time on business and making money with dropshipping and other business models. So if you're interested in that, make sure to subscribe. And if you want a more comprehensive course, check out the free 4-hour video course in the description down below, and also my written course if you want some extra information on it. Catch you real soon.